Coach, I know you're the happiest guy here that Pat Trammell's included in this thing this year, and we're delighted to talk to you, Bay. First, what do you do in Birmingham?
Well, I teach school, kindergarten teacher.
I see.
And a mother.
Yeah, that's
well, she looked after some wonderful children, I'll tell you that.
I can imagine. Coach, in your book, you included a passage about Pat, and it was really good and poignant, and I wondered, did you intend all the time when you wrote the book to do that, or was it kind of a second thought?
Well, I don't even know what's in the book, really. I've only read it once. I haven't had time, but there's no way I could write enough about Pat the way I felt about him.
I know that.
And Bay had a lot to do with it, too.
Look, he was kind of a spicy guy, though, wasn't he? You seem to indicate that in the book. He was given to saying a few things here and there, wasn't he? Huh?
Well, we can laugh about it, of course, now, but first place I wanted to be a history professor. I had a Bear Mountain Fall did too, and we'd talk, and we said he couldn't make enough money to support Bay if he was a history professor, and I remember so many things, of course, about Pat. In those days, though, we had small squads, and I saw him every day. I'd either see him at breakfast at noon, over at the soup store, you know, and I was trying to preach my sermon, and Pat was a quarterback that's smart enough that he knew the team depended on him, and he's preaching his sermon all the time too, and consequently he could make them jump out of windows. I may have mentioned it in the book, but I never will forget we were playing Auburn out here one day, and we were playing with national championship, had them beaten pretty well, and we all in the fourth quarter all we wanted to do was run the clock, and I was supposed to be running the team. But I look out there with about 40-yard line, and Pat quick kicks. I mean, the substitute one man, he came jogging off, and I said, "What in the world are you quick kicking?" He said, "Well, they wouldn't block anybody, so I told them I don't kick it to them, see if they play defense."
What areas are you most hopeful of improvement to stop people from scoring points?
Well, I'm hopeful of improvement every place defensively, but where we have more potential, backs and wide people, and those are the hardest people normally to come by, and where I don't mean that we have all that many finished products, but we have prospects with potential, and our weakness are normally the easiest thing done by our down linemen. We don't have all that potential at the down linemen. We have some kids that are larger than they've been, being heavier, but we don't have a great deal of potential there.
Coach, you said on occasion that you can take a look at these guys when they come back and tell a lot about them from that first look. Have you had that first look?
No, we won't start till Monday, but I think the first 2-3 days you can. It kind of catch your eye, and well, I think, for instance, I didn't see them, but they were talking with the trainer who had been running the mile a while ago as a part of their physical, that I get the impression that overall we're in better condition than we were last year, and we should be, because we were in terrible conditions starting with last year. We didn't display very much pride about people you would expect it from at the beginning.
One final question, Coach. You go into the gate again. You've been there a lot of times before. Any special feelings this year as you approach this season?
Well, I don't know. It's been a long time since been to the gate with a poor record behind us as we have, but I'm a little enthusiastic about it. I've been kind of stalwalking and getting excited about it and looking forward to it.
Getting up a little early in the morning?
If it ever gets to where it doesn't affect me that way, I'll go back to flying.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, as this season approaches and that opening date gets closer and closer, a lot of Alabama watchers and supporters are getting a little nervous about the wisdom of going out against Southern Cal first off the reel, the perennial power. Why did you schedule that game?
Well, I doubt the wisdom of it, but I'm glad we scheduled it. Actually, in the beginning, we had not planned to schedule the 11th game, although I had supported the move, and I think John McKay had. And after they passed the rule, and McKay told me they were going to go ahead and play someone, and well, I just thought it was too fine a thing to let it get by. I think it's a real prestige game because they are going to be number one or pick number one, and they're a great football team, and Alabama had a great tradition on the West Coast, and a lot of following on the West Coast. I think it's a great challenge to our players, particularly since we're so young this year. And another thing that was important as far as I was concerned was the trip. And actually, I would have preferred to have gone there this year and back there next year. But it didn't work out that way. So anyway, with that in mind, I scheduled the game, and the approval of the university, I'm glad it did.
Coach, that first game is a kind of a hit and miss proposition anyway, isn't it? You really don't know what to expect. This can work both ways, can it?
Well, you have to prepare for a lot of things that they could do, but most people are going to want to lose what they've been doing, particularly a veteran team like they have.
Mm-hmm.
Great football team today. And I think that my staff did a terrific job and prepared for them. I want to call all their names, Ken Donahue and Bill Oliver, and Sylvester Kroom and Jeff Rousey. I think that players that didn't even get in the game knew they weren't going to get in the game, didn't even know what we were doing, and then put on their stuff. Contributors did a good job. I think Penn State was very well prepared. They're a great defensive team. They're a great team. Defensively, they forced us into doing things that we preferred not to try to do. But I thought before the season started that we would have a great defensive team ourselves this year. And as you know, they're local people though, we lost a half. Tell you another reason I'm going to vote for us to number one, and I am, is all the injuries and things they had to overcome during the year at peak today. They played what they did, the way they did, and beat Penn State, the number one team. And the fact that our schedule, we didn't have any soft touches, particularly before the season started. We didn't have any, so I won't call any names because we might be playing them next year, but we didn't have anything that there's only one game that I could sit out and smoke a cigarette if I wanted to, and that wasn't until the fourth quarter. They came from behind 8 times to win this year. That's another thing that I'm tremendously proud of. And I don't know how good we were yesterday, how good we'll be next week. This afternoon, I think we're the best team in America. That's all I have to say.
Hello. Yep. Were you surprised to see him come inside again the second time after you stopped him at the one?
No, really. You kind of think about it, you know. There's either two things they're going to do, up the middle or outside. And then they were not known for going outside much, so I pretty much thought it'd be a power play up the middle.
Krause made the tackle, but did you get close to him on the last one?
Yeah, I was watching the play develop. I was on the bottom of that stack. I got about 2 yards penetration, and they ran right over me.
You did your job. You were on the bottom, huh?
That's right. Down in them trenches.
Congratulations. You think the vote's going to go all right?
I hope it will. I can't say nothing right now because after what happened last year, anything could happen. But I think we got a good shot for it.
Thank you.
But maybe it gave him a few problems on the sideline. Well, that was something we entirely different.
Jeff, what were they doing to mess up the action inside? They were getting you.
Well, they were just getting so much penetration in the line. You know, the 2 tackles were just coming hard, and you know, we tried to take it outside. I'd have to run 5 yards to get around the coming in, and you know, they played a great scheme against.
Were they the best defensive unit you played?
Oh, by far.
Any other thing defensively particularly worried?
What now? That they gave it?
Yeah.
Not really. We knew we ran pretty much what we thought. They took away the wide side of the field a lot and forced us in the short side. But they played pretty much what we thought.
What do you think about the vote?
I hope we're number one. I'm voting. If I had a vote, I'd sure vote for us. You know, that's not up to us.
Did you want to win more decisively than that?
Well, we'd have settled for a 1-point win, but you gotta give credit. They're a great football team. They were by far, to me, the best team we've played.
Marty, you worried about the vote?
Well, I am a little bit. You know, I think we deserve to be number one. We did something 11 other teams couldn't do, and it's in your hands now.
Well, you think the team will really be disappointed if it doesn't come?
Yes, I really do. I think we worked our hearts out and gave it everything we had for this last game to beat number one and try to our best. You know, that's all we could do.
Hey, Barry, how about this? Yeah.
offensive game we've ever played this year because we have been criticized throughout the season, and we had a lot of things to prove. And we playing the greatest. I think they were the greatest team in the country, and being on the same field was a fantastic honor. And we knew what we had to do, and it was an all-out effort.
Ray, did you guess on the snap, or did you wait till you saw the ball?
They teach us not to guess. It's all reaction. I thought they might go outside, and I had taken a step back deeper just in case, if they did go outside. And instead, he just came up the middle, and I just met him at the top.
But you didn't move toward the ball snap?
No.
Did you do anything special to dress up the pass rush? Seemed to be the best one you've had.
No, I think, we didn't do anything special except just fantastic individual effort. Like Marty Lyons and Byron Braggs played as great as he's ever been. Coach Bryant, had said that they need to have played the best game they've ever played, and I think they did. They constantly put pressure on Facina, and that was a major factor in stopping their offense.
Are you worried about the vote?
The vote?
The AP vote?
I'm always worried about that vote. I thought we had it last year, and they turned around that way.
No, not until that last time when Clements intercepted the ball. I felt like they were still in the game. They went it all the way.
How about the tackles and linebackers, Mike?
Very tough. By far the best we played against. So physical, just hit all day. They never quit. And of course, I don't feel like we quit either. We hit all day. It was a good contest, a good game.
You think the vote will go all right tomorrow?
I hope so. I just, what can you say? We don't get the vote, but I feel like we deserve it anyway.
Jumped over somebody and had a badly pulled hamstring. I don't know how long that'll be. And then Sebastian, it'll be difficult to show improvement if we can't, if you can't practice. Clyde, actually, Monday I thought we acted kind of like we lost a football game or we lost something important. Yesterday, I felt like it picked up. I felt like that we had a good practice, and I hope it was them showing the class and pride and. Rather than the cool weather. It cooled off about the middle of practice yesterday, or I thought it cooled off. The wind blew some and got a lot cooler. And I'm hoping, of course, and I believe that they have enough pride, enough genuine desire to be good. We can get them well enough it's awfully hard to get good at anything if you can't get a little practice. And of course, I recognized that before the season and said so. If we could get through these early games, big games, and then get all crippled up, why, we ought to be a lot better. We've gotten through 3 of them by the hardest, but I don't know whether the schedule maker is very, well, I know he's not very bright, but I don't know whether I made a big mistake or not. Yeah, I think so, Clyde. I think so. I think players rather play a tough teams. I would probably do some things differently if I had to do over. I know I'd play more people against Southern Cal regardless if I had to do over, whether we won or lost. Another thing I tell you, Vanderbilt's in a pretty good spot. I'm not sure how much they were concentrating on Furman last week. We scouted the game, and there's times too that I don't care how hard you try to sell yourself that you're going to do a real good job against the team that you think that you're going to beat. It's difficult to get yourself ready for that type of game sometimes. That's probably what happened to them last week. I really don't know. When I was assistant at Vanderbilt at one time, and we played real well against Alabama. The 2 years I was there, and I guess it's the same reason everybody else plays us at tough, but I don't know what that is.
How he did 20 years ago, early in his career.
I don't know, Clyde. It hurts me, I'll tell you that. I think it hurts the players. The loss doesn't hurt while it's being something else. But I don't think you mope around over it forever. You got to try to use it as a stepping stone and see if you do better.
Coach, how did Saturday's loss affect your practice this week? The players seem like they were so high and they were so confident.
Well, I think someone asked that. I'd have to say the overall picture, I'd have to say that in saying we haven't improved as a team, what I really meant is we got penalties, we fumbled, threw interception. They had the long pass against us. Our defense wasn't as good, but we didn't have the people. I guess we did have the same people we had against Nebraska. But they did a terrific job, and John Robinson did a terrific job. They had a very fine game plan for us.
Injury against Oklahoma, and our team physician and Coach Pancos met the Monday after we got back from Oklahoma, and Ed had been named National Lineman of the Week in that game, despite the fact that we lost 25-23. He was named National Lineman of the Week by the Associated Press, which is that honor rarely goes to a team that doesn't win. But they did pick him, and actually, as I was saying, we wanted to redshirt him, get the hardship redshirt status, for someone that's injured in the first game. And Ed wouldn't hear of it. He literally just told the coach and the team physician that, he was willing to play with the pain, that he felt he could play with the pain. And he did, and went on to make 155 tackles for us last year and make first team All-SEC, which was, I think, really a fine feat. I guess in the 3 years I've been at Vanderbilt, this is my fourth season now. He's the toughest football player we've had. Coach Bryant said probably the strong spot is the skill position. Martin Cox at split end led the league in receiving last year, was first team All-SEC, and we got him back due to that freshman redshirting rule that the NCAA passed last winter, and they made it retroactive. And he had not played as a freshman. We did not have a junior varsity game as his freshman year, and so both he and Hal Kemp qualified to come back. This is actually their second year to be seniors, and Cox played in the East-West Shrine game.
Coach, you're just days away now, just a few days away. How's the progress?
Well, it's not what I'd like for it to be, and I think the biggest reason we haven't made as much progress we hoped for is the injured people we've had, but we can't talk about injuries any further. We got to get ready to play the game, and starting on Saturday, as a matter of fact. I started Saturday today, but we will just rehearse our plans and try to get quickness and explosive speed and wonder what they're going to do and go over there and do the best we can.
Can't get anything out of Pepper as to how they'll play the game?
He had something in the paper yesterday about, well, they had a great passer and great receiver, so you know he's going to throw the football. I just don't know how much motion and different formations he'll give us, that sort of thing. But we prepared, and we do every week for if they do this, if they do that. But so many ifs that they could do, having had the all spring and fall that we don't know anything about.
Coach, in that last game over there, it was Namath who came off the bench. If you need someone from Chile, who will that be?
Well, I don't know. You going to be available? We have some other quarterbacks I have some confidence in. Don Jacobs, Alan Gray, that'll be the ones we go to. As a matter of fact, when we was over there the last time, Steve Sloan started the game, and Namath was hurt. And we scored one touchdown. They called it back, and we got penalized. And we just before the half, as you recall, Namath came off the bench with about 2.5 minutes. And threw for one, took him down, and got another. And he kind of salted it away right quick.
You think the atmosphere will be anything approaching that last game when you go?
Oh, I don't know. Don't have any idea. I'm not worrying about that. I'm just worrying about our team. I just want our team to be ready to play the rest of their building. If they do that, why, that's all we can ask of them.
This team have a chance to repeat as the national champion, Coach?
Oh, I think you always have a chance, but they certainly don't look like anything now as a national champion. I think they've done well. I think they worked hard, but we're not as far along as we were last year when we played Nebraska.
The injury situation has been more severe?
Yeah, and I think it'll be that way now because we have fewer players. With the limits on, you have fewer quality players. We do. And we have some young players that I think will come along. Well, how long it take. But we're used to, we go out and substitute 11 for 11 after about 6-7 minutes, a hot day like the weather is now. And by the half, we play 50, 60 people. And that way, why, most of the time you can have your best people ready to play in the fourth quarter, but it's not that way anymore. We have to substitute a piecemeal and try to rest everybody a little, and have to play a lot more, or get to play a lot more than they used to. And then the heat down here early in the season, well, that's not, I don't recommend that if you can help it.
One final thing, this is for the program. Would you talk about Sheely as quarterback, Coach?
Well, I've talked about him. I read about him. He's a bright young man. He's a wonderful person. He's a good Christian athlete. He's worked harder than anyone I've ever seen to get well, get his injury well. I don't know how well he is. He thinks he's all right. He was the quickest quarterback I'd ever been around when he was a sophomore. I thought he was going to be the most productive quarterback we'd ever had, meaning, of course, that putting points on the board. He's not a picture passer. I think he's an adequate passer. I think he's a winner. What else you want me to do? Anything good you think of, well, I'd say about him. I hope he's able to play.
I don't believe I could ask for anything. The Alabama football team held its final workout here in the Superdome today. The game plan is down. The offense is finely tuned. The defensive players know their assignments to the letter. Now there's only to wait and play the biggest game of their lives. Here's what the Alabama players have to say about themselves and about the opposition on this eve of the Sugar Bowl game. This is Phil Snow reporting from the Louisiana Superdome. Everybody seemed to have the plan down, Marty?
Yes, sir. I think the enthusiasm throughout the whole team is building and building. Hopefully it'll be what it's supposed to be on the first.
How about the offensive line? They pretty good?
They're strong and explosive, and you could probably compare them to the size of USC. They're that type of ball players, and they have that type of ability. Thank you.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Come on in here. Come on in here, Coach.
You won't say nothing. You just like them very much. Okay. How you like the plan? You got it down, Stedman?
Pretty well. We tomorrow we'll just go out and loosen up mainly. So today's the last day, so hopefully we got it down real well.
They're great against the run. I guess you all know that. Your plan is to mix it?
We're definitely gonna have to mix it. I feel like how much we're gonna run will determine how they play their defense. But that's something we've got to go out and do, is establish the run, because you can't win just going out and throwing the football. So we're gonna go out and try to run the football, and we'll go from there.
How do you like the attitude of your team?
I think it's real good. Everybody's got their mind on what it ought to be on, and guys pretty fired up. You know, it's just Monday we'll find out what happens.
You gonna look after your little brother? Going to
be down here a little bit.
They got great tackles, Major. Do you think you can run between those tackles?
Well, I think that'll determine whether we win or lose. They do have a great tackle as well as great linebackers, and just an all-great team. Their defense is really, really exceptional, and they deserve what so far they've done this year.
How you like your plan again?
Well, I think our coach has done a great job. Yes, sir. I think you know, we're going to have to see what they're going to run against us. That's what we want to know, and we'll have to find that out in the first two quarters, so we can decide what we are going to do.
This may be the biggest game in your life. How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm really excited about being down here. Everybody's been real nice to us, and you know, it's a great opportunity. This is what we play for every year, the national championship, and hopefully, you know, everything goes well. We'll be all right.